In this video, I'm going to help you with quickly breaking down a pose. You can use these techniques when you're studying from reference or when you're simply looking at an exaggerated pose from a comic book. And at the end of this video, we're going to deconstruct 3 such comic book covers and apply the techniques that I'm showing you to see how it all works together. So the first thing we want to keep in mind is we're going to consider the letter I. And the letter I here is basically a very simplified representation of the shoulders, then the pelvis, and the spine. Now we know that human beings are not going to be this rigid. We can make this, therefore, a little bit more flexible. So I'm starting by adding a little bit of a tilt to the shoulders. I'm also adding a little bit of tilt to the pelvis. And in this way, we can start to create some dynamic poses. We can take this, and as long as we have a curve, we can make this work. So here's another example. And what's really neat about this is this eye can be adjusted to match different body types. So you could actually go from something that's more superheroic, which would have the letter I, where you have a broader shoulder and a narrower pelvis, or a heavyset character where you have a more narrow shoulder base and you have a broader pelvis. So let's see how this letter I can help us when it comes to actually drawing poses. And you can use references, and we're going to actually analyze some Kirby covers here in a minute. But let's just go ahead and start off here. We'll just go ahead and draw this, our letter I. Then we can attach limbs. These limbs are going to be simply cylinders. The limbs attach to the shoulders. I'm not going to focus on drawing arm or hands and feet. I'm just going to show you how you can just look at this and get the sense of the pose. There we go. We're using the letter I, and we can use this letter I to not only draw the front of a character, but we can also use it to draw the back of a character. So if I do the same thing here, let's draw the back of a character now. So we're going to draw the neck, we're going to draw the head, so you can just see that it is the back of the character. Again, I'm not worried about anatomy here. I'm simply trying to create a very dynamic pose. We'll add some legs. And the tapered cylinder part is kind of important. Basically, a cylinder looks something like this. A tapered cylinder just means you're going to have one cap, which is going to be slightly larger than the other cap. The cap is basically those two ends, or the two faces that are on the opposite side of this shape. So that's something that you definitely want to practice. You want to practice drawing tapered cylinders. But you can start to see how this is actually coming into play. Let's go ahead and take a look and draw a heavyset character. So I'll just start out with my letter I. I'm going to make the shoulder base much more narrower. Now this also works really great for drawing very cartoony or stylized characters. We'll draw the feet. We'll draw the head. By making the head much smaller, we actually amplify the torso. So I've got 2 cylinders here. And we can see that we've got the basic pose for this character. Let's apply this to drawing women. We'll have a letter I once again. We'll make the waist just a little bit wider. Curve. And then we'll just draw the limbs. We've got our cylindrical shape. this up. We'll do another one. This time I'm just going to go ahead and kind of vary it up a little bit more. I'll make it a little bit more extreme. Like a character's maybe throwing a punch. Right? You can see that my sketches are very loose. There's really no detail. I'm just trying to essentially convey a gesture of a particular movement. So now that we understand how this works, using this letter I and just essentially bending and manipulating it, you can make it also short in terms of length. So for example, if I wanted to exaggerate the height of a character, I can just make the legs very, very long. So this kind of gives me a character that has this first impression of being super tall. Okay, so you can actually play around with exaggeration with this particular technique too. So now that we have an understanding of how this works, let's take a look at this first cover here. This is by Jack Kirby, classic cover here, where we've got Thor battling Loki. And this can be a great way to practice if you're finding some artists who you really like and you want to understand how they're putting something together. Well, our letter I, if I draw over Thor here, and maybe I'll use a blue color so we can see this a little bit better. We've got the shape of our eye looking something like this. So I can simply draw that shape here. We can make the connections. We've got the head. We've got the arm. And again, I'm not worried about musculature here. I'm just trying to capture the basic pose. And we also have to draw through things like the cape. So he's wielding his hammer, we've got his fists, and then we've got the thigh. Another cylindrical shape here. We can see that this is essentially the pose without any type of detail. Same thing for Loki here. We can identify the eye. So we just draw that eye shape. We make a connection. It's almost like a hourglass shape or a vase shape. So if you look at the way that this curvature actually falls, Jack Kirby's kind of interesting because he's very dynamic and very exaggerated. His work may not necessarily be anatomically correct, but it's very energetic, and I love his work. So, this is, again, for more stylized type interpretation. So we've got the head, we've got the arm, so the arm is kind of pulling back. And this can be a great way if you're trying to figure out what to draw. There are so many websites that contain comic book covers. Great way to practice. All right, so now let's see. We've got the pelvis, we've got the thigh, and we've got the cylinder that's kind of a little bit shifted off. This kind of makes it look more dynamic. And there you go. Got a pretty good study here. Let's move on to the next. And I'm not going to draw the hands and feet. Just want to keep things simple. We'll look at, I guess, Marvel Girl here. So we've got her, and I'll zoom in so you can see this a bit better. We've got the T or the eye shape here. This captures tilt. And we've got her arms. got her legs. Usually the thighs are going to be not as long as the bottom part. And then we got the hands. I'll do one that shows more of an exaggerated character, beast. So again, we've got the letter I. Again, part of his legs and feet are covering his pelvis. His head is a little bit embedded inside the chest. He's going to have thicker arms. And this exercise here helps me kind of loosen up, and just by looking and studying other comic book artists, I get a real sense of their sense of form and anatomy, and some of these things kind of subconsciously appear within our own work when we're actually doing our own thing, and that's perfectly fine because we're all influenced by what we study, right? So there we go. We've got beast. Let's look at the last one here, just to kind of wrap things up. Another Thor cover. We've got the letter I. So we'll just take that letter I. We'll add our curvature. We've got his arms. So we've got almost like a sweeping curve. And that can also help too, just by drawing that sweeping curve. We have the hands. We've got the head. Got the other arm. They're both holding the hammer. And then we've got the pelvis. Notice that the legs have a little bit of curvature to them as well. That's something that I had to really pick up on when I was starting to really practice. Just looking at other artists and the way that they draw can really be helpful. Focus on just one simple aspect. If you like the way a particular artist draws elbows or knees, practice that part. You can extract the things that you like. You don't have to draw the whole thing if you don't want to, but just pick the parts that are going to make the most sense. So here we've got Thor. We'll do one more. We've got this Rocky character here. I am going to go back to my reds here. Can barely see the letter I, but it's there. It's always there. So got this dude. Let's see. We've got his arms. I'll make them somewhat thicker. We've got the head, some kind of weird shape head. The other arm, part of it's concealed, but I'll just draw the part that I can see. Got the thigh, the leg, the other leg, kind of, it's a little bit lower. And there you go. So, simple way to break down shapes. Try to make this video as quick as possible so that you can kind of follow along and see how this works. Practice breaking down characters using that letter I. It's super helpful. Practice drawing volumetric cylinders. Tapered cylinders are your friends, especially for drawing things like arms and legs. Don't worry about detail. That's the best part of this. You can practice this traditionally. You can practice this digitally. These techniques are kind of universal. If you found some value in this video, please give me a thumbs up so more folks can find the video. My goal here is to help others and share what I've learned and pass it along to the next generation of artists. So anything that you can do to help me achieve that goal is greatly appreciated. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya.